Good afternoon, Andrea Barton. Thanks for rejoining us here at Yellow Shelf.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's great to be here.
Oh, so good because you are one of my few authors that have returned. You spoke to us earlier this year about a book in your series, but you're back now to tell us about A Killer Amongst Friends. Congratulations, just released.
Thank you very much. Yes, it was just on the 1st of December, so it's very, very new.
Yeah. And look, what do we need to know? Tell the audience all about your newest book.
Okay, so A Killer Among Friends. That's it. I don't know if you can see that in the video.
It's a bit blurry, but if you
Bit
maybe if you just
blurry.
go back a little bit.
Maybe back here. Yeah. Oh, I know why. And this is where my
Yeah,
head
oh, there
is.
you go.
There you
Perfect.
go, because I blurred the background. There you
That's perfect.
go.
Got it.
There we are. Okay, so A Killer Among Friends is the next in the Jade Riley series. So it's a mystery. Jade Riley is an Australian journalist, and in the first book, The Godfather of Dance, she was over in Houston. In this book, she returns to her hometown of Melbourne, which is also my hometown. So this book is really special for me because I get to use locations that I'm really familiar with and, explore my hometown through fresh eyes, really.
Yeah.
So the key mystery is one of Jade's friends, is murdered, and they're in a tight knit group of friends, and so obviously it hits home very hard. So she obviously wants to find out who did it. But the backstory is in Jade's best friend suicided 3 years prior. And when she starts digging into this current day murder, there's a lot of issues that seem to overlap and involve Elena. And so Jade starts to question whether it really was suicide or whether she too was murdered.
So there's a lot. There's a lot in this.
There's a lot going on, and it's that whole thing of, can you trust the people close to you? Because all the suspects are people that she knows, that she's close to, that she feels are almost like family. So it's really challenging to try to look at somebody you really care about and wonder, are they a murderer?
Yeah. And look, it is fair to say this newest book is in the series, the Jade Riley Mystery series. And our previous interview was about the murder of a ballroom dancer. And anyone who wants to go back, they can check out our interview on Spotify and YouTube. But tell us, yeah, tell we for those who don't know, tell us a bit about you, Andrea. Tell us what inspired you to write this series, this particular book, and obviously anything we need to know about you.
So I love storytelling in all its many forms. So over my life, I've had a lot of involvement in music, I've been involved in drama, I've been involved in dance. And so part of what's inspired this series is that element of storytelling. So the first one, as you referenced, was a lot about ballroom dance. In this one, it's a stronger focus on music. So one of the key characters, one of Jade's best friends, is called Danny, and he's a drummer in a rock band. So we get to explore that theme of music in this one as well. So the next one, teaser alert, is about theatre. So we get
Oh,
into that. So I'm trying to go for the triple threat,
yes.
dance, music, and theatre.
Nice.
So yeah.
And tell us a bit about you, Andrea. What if this is the first time we've heard of Andrea Barton, what do we need to know about you as a writer?
Okay, well, I didn't start out life as a writer. I started out life as an engineer. So,
What?
yeah, electrical engineer. And then I realized I actually cared more about people than about things. So I went off and did further study in organization behavior and became a career consultant, which is all great until my husband got sent overseas for work. And the first place we went was Lagos, Nigeria, and there wasn't much of a call for outplacement consultants as I was then. So I decided, well, if I have to give up my job, I'm going to write instead. So I started writing then, which is now 20 years ago. And I've been writing ever since. Different things. I've written anthologies, I've written stage productions, and I've got a blog. So this series is the culmination of probably 10 years of work
Wow.
that has been inspired by my travels in a lot of parts. So place is really important to my writing. The first one's in Houston, where we lived for 5 years. This one is set in Melbourne, which is my hometown. The next one's in Mansfield, and I have others planned in the Middle East and in Lagos, Nigeria, which are all countries that I've lived in.
Yeah, wow. That's such a great journey story as an author.
It's fun and it really does drive my writing. That whole sense of place is almost the first thing that I decide about each book is where am I going to set it and how, and
Yeah.
that really feeds a lot of the storyline and everything that comes out of it.
Yeah. And did I hear there's more in the Jade Riley series? So you'll come back?
Oh, I hope so. If you'll have me, I'd love to come
I,
back. So the
I will
next one is
absolutely. I will.
next one's due next October, hopefully,
Oh,
and
awesome.
it's set in Mansfield.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. And I won't tell you too much more
No,
about it, but it's
no.
fully drafted, so I'm in the editing process now.
Awesome.
So looking good to get that done on time.
Well, it's The Killer Amongst Friends that needs to be read at the moment.
Hmm.
Enjoy the journey of launching the book. And I know it's probably crazy time. So thank you for being here. My final question is, how do we connect with you, the book? What if we're curious about Andrea? How do we find you on socials?
Yes, all my socials are Andrea Barton Author.
Yep.
So my website's www.andreabartonauthor.com. My on all my handles on all the socials are Andrea Barton Author, except on LinkedIn I'm just Andrea Barton, and on Twitter it's too long, so it's Andrea Barton AU, which works both ways because it's AU for Australia but also for author. So there you go.
Double whammy there. That's great.
Yes.
Andrea, thank you for joining us. I'll put all those socials in the show notes to make it easy for people to connect. I will lock it in to talk to you maybe late next year. Andrea, congratulations on this book, though.
Thank you very much. And thank you again for having me on your show. And thank you too. Congratulations for all the hard work that you've been doing because Yellow Shelf is going great guns and it's really great to see you growing so quickly.
It's a lot of fun talking to authors like you every day. So thanks, Andrea. Take care.
Cheers.